Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Maximus the Fourth. As you guys know, my grandfather has just recently passed away on Friday, and in this video, I probably won't share a story with him, but in some of my more later videos that I'm going to be doing with the more generic soda reviews, where there's really not a lot of dynamic and much information for me to entertain you guys, I definitely will be telling stories. But for now, this video should turn out to be quite a banger, but we'll see what happens. You just never know what YouTube's going to do. So what I have here to your guys' left in my right hand is a 70s bottle of Squirt. And then to your guys' right in my left hand, I have a modern day can of Squirt from 2023. The title of today's video is going to be What Would Happen If You Drink a 1970s Bottle of Squirt Next to a Modern Day Fresh Can. Now in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying the 70s Squirt. I'm also going to be doing a taste test of the 2023 can. I'm also going to walk you guys through some history on Squirt, how it was created, who created it, when it was created, and then we're actually going to scan the ingredients of both the 70s and the 2023 can, because there actually turns out that, well, I won't spoil it, but we're going to find out if there indeed was a difference between the 70s version as to the 2023 version, or if there really was no difference at all. So with that said, let's go. Let's get into the history. Here we go. Squirt was originally created by Herb Bishop in 1938 after experimenting in college. The result required less fruit juice and less sugar, in which Bishop declared had the freshest and most exciting taste in the marketplace. Its original name was Citrus Club. In 1941, a mascot called Lil Squirt was created in an effort to broaden public awareness. The Lil Squirt character was designed by Disney artist Bruce Bushman. Squirt became a popular soft drink in many parts of the country, especially in the West and the Southwest. In the 1950s, it became accepted as a mixer to mix in cocktails. The Squirt ownership had changed ownership several times, or should I say the Squirt brand had changed ownership several times, and it is now currently the property of Dr. Pepper and Snapple Group. Squirt is naturally flavored, but contains less than 1% of grapefruit juice. And like many other soft drinks, the packaging of Squirt has varied over the years. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is for the most part the complete history of Squirt, and really in which everything you need to know. Now, let's scan the ingredients of both the 1970s bottle and the 2023 can, and find out if they indeed are the same or if they're different. So the 1970s bottle of Squirt contains carbonated water, sugar, grapefruit juice, citric acid, oil of grapefruit, which is oil that comes from a grapefruit, benzoic acid and absorbic acid, in which they both act as preservatives. Now let's take a look at the 2023 can. It has carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, contains 2% or less of grapefruit juice, natural flavors, citric acid, which helps regulate the citrus. It has modified cornstarch, which acts as a thickener. Has ester gum, which is probably overall going to help the dynamic of the liquid. Sodium benzoate, which is a preservative. And then it has calcium disodium, EDTA, to protect the flavor. Now, let's take a look at the similarities in pretty much the same things of both the 1970s bottle of Squirt and 2023. They both have carbonated water. They both have grapefruit juice, but there could be a difference there. And they both have citric acid. My goodness! That very well may be the only similarities in the same things of these two containers. Okay, so now let's take a look at the major differences of 1970s and 2023 containers. So the first difference is that the 1970s bottle is made with sugar, whereas the 2023 bottle was made with high fructose corn syrup. And then while it says that they both do have grapefruit juice, the 70s bottle, it just simply says grapefruit juice. So that must mean that there's just some grapefruit juice strictly that is in this. Whereas the 2023 can, it says it contains 2% or less of grapefruit juice concentrate. So whatever grapefruit juice is in this, it is a concentrate. So it might be a little bit more of a potent and dynamic, higher flavor in the modern day can than the 70s bottle. Also, the next difference is that the 2023 bottle, or can, had natural flavors. The old one did not. And if I'm out of sequence here and I'm repeating myself, please forgive me. But the next difference looks like that the 2023 can had natural flavors and the 70s bottle did not. The next difference is that the 2023 can had modified cornstarch, which acts as a thickener, in the 1970s bottle did not. The 2023 can has ester gum, which just all around probably helps the dynamic of the liquid, might help it be a little bit thicker, a little bit more of a chewy liquid. That sounds weird, but I don't know if it makes sense. It does to me. Whereas the 1970s bottle does not have ester gum. The next major difference, major or not, I don't know, is that the 1970s bottle, it has the next major difference is that the 1970s bottle has 2 ingredients in it that acts as preservatives. The 1970s bottle has benzoic acid and absorbic acid, whereas the 2023 can has just 1 ingredient that acts as a preservative, and that is sodium benzoate. So as far as the preservatives go, it's looking like, because the old bottle of Squirt from the 70s has 2 preservatives in there, in the new one it just has 1. I would say that the flavor overall is probably preserved better in the old bottle than the new can. But it's hard to say because there's so much more dynamic to the new can. But then again, those are just preservatives, and they're not really in it to protect the flavor, although it could act as a protector to the flavor. But the last major difference is that the 2023 can of Squirt has calcium disodium, also known as EDTA, which is to protect the flavor strictly. And the 1970s bottle does not have anything in it to help protect the flavor. Now that I've given you guys the history lesson, the complete layout, and the reading of the ingredients, let's pour ourselves some Squirt from the 1970s bottle and the 2023 can and see what we're dealing with once and for all. Here we go. It's been forever since I've tried Squirt. Okay, it's got a very cloudy looking color to it. Interesting. Okay. Now the 1970s bottle. Sure smells good. Gee whiz. Wow! Oh my gosh! It's like that 1970s bottle never went bad. Holy freaking crap. You gotta be kidding me. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, LA Beast posture is a sight to behold. The 1970s bottle has a yellow looking liquid to it, to where it's very slightly cloudy. And the 2023 can has almost a complete white color to it, except it's cloudy. So if this did not have the cloudiness in it, it would just be clear. What a difference from the very get-go, just from the color alone. 1970s and 2023. My goodness. What an experiment this is. Okay, it has been forever since I've tried Squirt, and I remember the modern day version a little bit, so let's go ahead and taste the 2023 can first. Excellent. You got fantastic grapefruit flavor in here. Not really getting any rushes or anything, so it's caffeine free, which is kind of nice at times. But all around, it's just got a really good flavor. It absolutely tastes like Squirt that I'm used to. I can't even remember the last time I've tried Squirt, but this is good. Okay, so the taste test with the 2023 can is done and over with. Definitely tastes the way that I remember it. Very citrusy taste. Almost a lemon lime type of flavor, but grapefruit. And it's good. Squirt is no joke, you guys. Now, let's try the 1970s bottle. Okay, so right off the very bat, it absolutely has a much different smell to it. You can definitely smell the agedness to it. And looking at this bottle at the very bottom, I do know that this is a 70s bottle, but I do not know exactly which year from the 70s. But based on what I'm looking at right here, there's one number that I see that is in the 70s, and it says 73. But I cannot confirm if that is indeed the year that this is from. And oh my gosh, before I try this, I'm noticing that there's a bunch of black looking floaties all over the place inside this bottle. That is freaking disgusting. Holy freaking crap. You gotta be kidding me. So right off the bat, like I told you guys, the 70s bottle has a much different smell. And I think part of the reason for that, not only because it's so old, this thing is at least probably like 50 years old, at least 45 years old, is because the 2023 can has calcium disodium, EDTA, which is to protect the flavor. Now the 70s bottle does not have anything to protect the flavor. It only has two properties in there that act as preservatives. Anyways, let's just get on with tasting this. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh my goodness, that tastes nothing like the 2023 can. That is, I would say very close. That is horrible. It's amazing how the fizz still stood, though. And yeah, that is a radical difference. The old Squirt is not even close to as sophisticated as the new one. In a different video I did, is Dr. Pepper from the 70s the same as Dr. Pepper from 2023? And the older Dr. Pepper was better. Which I couldn't believe. But the Squirt, ugh. Yeah, this 70s bottle is just not doing it for me, and it just tastes like freaking laundry soap, like chemicals that you would use to clean a gun, and maybe just throw a little bit of extra Dawn dishwashing soap in there too. It's absolutely horrible. I'm not going any further with this. Yeah, that's it. So, at the end of the day, what would happen if you drink a 2023 can of Squirt next to a 1970s bottle? They are not even close to the same. They taste way different. The modern day can is a million times better. The old 70s bottle has a yellow color, whereas the 2023 can has a white cloudy color. The 2023 can all around wins completely. And the 1970s bottle is going to knock you out flat on your back. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Papa, we're going to miss you. Love you so much. And thank you for everything that you left my family and I, and all of my other family members. My brother, twin brother Parker Goodwin, my mom, Nana, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, my little sister, my little brother. We love you, Papa. You are Papa. I am not Papa. See you guys.